There's been a lot of buzz lately regarding this year's NBA draft as being one of the weakest NBA drafts in recent memory, and as the Dallas Mavericks only really have a very late second round pick where we may just get somebody, drop them, or maybe trade it for a future second round pick, we're not too sure who we're going to go after, but new reports come out saying that the Dallas Mavericks may be linked to Bronny James, as I've seen in the comment section, I've seen on Twitter and Reddit, where fans have said, yeah, let's go get Bronny James, and then we'll get LeBron James, as a joke, but apparently there may be some validity to that, as Stephen A. Smith did reveal that the Dallas Mavericks have been looking at Bronny James and they may be potentially interested if he falls to us in the second round, which in turn I guess could attract LeBron James. In this video, we're going to break down those claims, see if there's any validity to it, as well as give my take on it on whether or not I believe that LeBron James and Bronny should be a Dallas Maverick. But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get started, I initially had this pre-recorded the other day, ready to go off around this afternoon, 1 o'clock. But I had to stop it. I had to take it down. I wanted to re-record it because I just wanted to thank each and every one of you guys for just hitting that goal of 8,000 subs. We're currently sitting at 8,008 at the time of this recording, and I just want to say thank you. You guys have shown me nothing but love and support for the last 2-3 months as I've been on the platform, giving you guys non-stop Mavericks content and news. Thank you guys so much. I want to do something special, but we're on the road to 10K subs. At 10K subs, we're going to do something very special where I'm going to just show you guys how much I really do appreciate you. But on with the video. We're talking about Bronny James, and apparently the Dallas Mavericks may be linked to him. Like I said in the intro, we do have a second-round pick. We don't have any first-round picks, just a second-round pick. And Bronny James hasn't really been projected to go that high. He's seen more as like a role player, a bench player who has a lot of upside. I've heard his defense is something that scouts have really liked. Regardless, this is a weak draft. Bronny James really didn't have that good of a collegiate year. He had some health issues, and even though his name is James, tied to LeBron James, that doesn't necessarily guarantee he's going to be a lottery pick, as he is seen to be probably going the second round. But we got reports right here from Stephen A. Smith saying he's hearing that the Mavericks have interest in drafting Bronny James, saying, but here's a newsflash, what I've also heard. Bronny James may not make it to the Lakers' second round pick. Because if a team like the Dallas Mavericks could position themselves to get him in the second round, they'll take him. Because LeBron said he wants to go where his son goes. And if you're the Dallas Mavericks, you got Kyrie and you got Luka, and LeBron James is willing to come to Big D, that might be the first time something is more popular than the Cowboys. And of course, just like Stephen A. Smith, he will never miss an opportunity to take a shot at the Cowboys. And Stephen A. Smith, he is a person who's plugged in. He's one of the few media people who does get good inside information, but I don't think this is really much to really hang your hat on. I mean, it's the draft. You would be wrong not to do your due diligence on all the big names from Zach Edey to Alexander Sarr to even Bronny James, who, again, really didn't have that big of a collegiate year if we just look at it right here. Averaged 4.8 points, 2.8 rebounds, 2.1 assists while shooting 36% from the floor. And I'll leave this up for a little bit because it says that he's listed as 6'4" at 210 pounds. And that is very interesting because his official draft combine height is only 6'1", 6'1.5". Very weird how he magically goes from 6'4" to 6'1", which I'm sure that hurts his draft stock. But to put up those type of numbers and still get drafted is impressive. It's impressive to find yourself on a roster regardless. But I've seen players put up better numbers and not make the NBA or not make it into the NBA. It baffles me. And of course, we all know his dad is LeBron. And most teams realize if I can get Bronny, then I have a good chance of getting LeBron. And regardless of his age, LeBron James is still able to put up good numbers, good productive numbers, even on a team like the Los Angeles Lakers, who has a lot of young talent as well. He's still able to be consistent even in this old age. However, I'm not too sure if that's a good decision for the Dallas Mavericks. Take a trip with me, guys. Let's just imagine it's draft night. LeBron James Jr. falls to the Dallas Mavericks, and we select him. We give him a very small contract because he's a second-round pick. We'll probably stash him in the G League because me personally, I don't think we're going to give him much time over Jaden Hardy or Omax, regardless if you think Bronny James is better than those two, which I would disagree. But Omax, especially Omax, deserves a lot of playing time or as many minutes as possible next season, as he is definitely going to fill that need of a stretch four for us. He's great from three. He plays good defense, has a lot of hustle, and he's young. Definitely going to be a backup to Maxi Kleber. And then Jaden Hardy, I think he still has value with this team. I think he went from a player who really didn't have a fit, right? He could play well, he could score, handle the ball, but it wasn't too sure if he was a need for the Dallas Mavericks. And you get Bronny, who is essentially a shorter Jaden Hardy. Again, not sure if he would fit, not sure if he would get minutes. So sure, it's draft night. We get Bronny, we stash him in the G League, we hold him ransom, and we say, hey, LeBron, take the vet minimum and come to Dallas. You get to play with Luka and Kyrie. And let's just say LeBron James, for whatever reason, just leaves LA where his family is and comes to the Dallas Mavericks. And what would that look like? Well, you got Kyrie and Luka who play off each other very well. Luka will get things going early in the game. Kyrie will kind of pick up in the second half when Luka kind of gasses out, and it works. And then Kyrie's very good at facilitating the offense and get other guys involved. How does a player like LeBron James fit that? Because LeBron James not also can take over a game in crunch time, but he's also a facilitator himself as one of the league's best ball handlers, has a very high basketball IQ. He kind of takes away from both Luka and Kyrie, and even at this age, even though he's almost 40 years old, year 21, year 22, he still has a high usage rate for his age. He still demands the ball. He still demands that court presence. So his minutes won't go down, and at least not significantly. There were reports that he was upset with Darvin Ham giving him a minutes restriction in LA. So let's say we get LeBron James, not a minutes restriction. We put him in the starting lineup, meaning either PJ Washington or Derrick Jones Jr. goes to the bench, which they'll both still flourish off the bench, either one of them. And now you've got LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, and Luka trying to share the ball three ways. Jason Kidd now has to manage LeBron James and figure out where to put him in the lineup, where the rotations of when you take him out, when you put him back on. The team that we have now, the Dallas Mavericks, are poised to be able to contend for the next several years, and adding someone like LeBron James just because you have his son doesn't necessarily make sense, and it doesn't necessarily make us better. We have players that we need to pay, and if we do somehow try to get LeBron James, that means we may not have to pay Derrick Jones Jr. Now, I know a lot of guys are like, yeah, I'll take LeBron James over Derrick Jones Jr., but that's not the point. It's not about getting the better player. It's getting the better fit. Derrick Jones Jr. fits his team much better than LeBron James. LeBron James is still very much a star in this league, whether you want to believe that or not. He's going to be a starter on any team. He's not some 20... Shout out to Vince Carter, but he's not a 22-year vet like Vince Carter who's there for garbage time. He's going to start. He's going to get quality minutes. He's still going to average about 25, 6, and 6, or whatever his average is. And that's just not really going to fit for this Dallas Mavericks team. If he could do that, if he could produce those numbers on a smaller usage, then yeah, we have something to talk about. He fills a role that we don't necessarily have as a very powerful small forward. We've got PJ Washington, Derrick Jones Jr., Maxey that play the the small forward / power forward. But LeBron James as a true small forward with that size, that IQ, that ball handling ability, that scoring ability, yeah, on paper, that would make us a very good team, but it would just, it wouldn't fit right. Of course, Kyrie and LeBron James, they won a championship back in Cleveland. So yeah, maybe the chemistry could still be there. They could play very well together. I mean, Luka Doncic said that LeBron's one of his favorite players and vice versa. So I'm not worried about the chemistry. I'm just worried about how the fit looks on the court. How well does the ball move? We know that Luka loves his ISO ball, his little hero ball that he likes to do. And then LeBron James more or less can do the same thing. He is more likely to pass the ball than just take his own shots. Kyrie still facilitates. And I'm not a coach. I don't know too much about the X and O's, but off the eye test alone, just looking at it, it doesn't make sense. I personally don't believe that drafting Bronny James for the sake of potentially getting LeBron over to the Dallas Mavericks doesn't necessarily fit the problems that we need addressed, which aren't that big. We don't need another third star. I've seen in the comment section people saying we need a third star. I don't believe that. We've got two wonderful stars in Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. We have a wonderful supporting cast in PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford, Derrick Lively, Derrick Jones Jr., Josh Green, Tim Hardaway Jr. when he's hitting his shots. So we've got the right players. We got the right personnel. We just need to be healthy. We just need another year together to really just cement that chemistry, and this team can go far. But let's say we draft Bronny James, and we get LeBron James, and he takes a vet minimum because we don't have the real money to afford LeBron James. How would that look? You guys let me know down in the comment section down below, because to me, it just does not fit. But if you think differently, let me know. Let's have a conversation about it. But another thing that we're going to look at is during the draft combine, in Bronny James' first two combine scrimmages, in 2 games in total, he rallied 17 points, 2 assists, 5 rebounds, and 5 turnovers in 42 minutes across 2 games. He was 6 of 18 from the floor, 2 of 9 from 3, and 3 of 5 from the free throw line. And again, those numbers are across the entire 2 games of scrimmages. Whereas I think in the first scrimmage, he only had like 4 points, and in the second game, he had a lot better. And I get it. Your dad's LeBron James. They're gonna just hoist you up on that pedestal during the media because they're giving him a lot of attention. But LeBron James Jr., Bronny, he's not really, falling for it. He's not taking in all the attention as, yes, look at me, I'm the best player. He's being very humble about it, and you gotta give him some props for that. He said, only draft me if you think I'm good enough, not because of my dad. And I think that's very smart. I think that's a very wise answer. I think he even understands as well that when your father is one of the league's best players, you're going to get the attention. You're going to get all eyes on you. Everybody's going to want you, but only draft me if you think I'm a good fit for your team. We've seen great players come and go who had high potential that were just all-stars in college that just flame out in the NBA where, no offense to our boy Dante Exum, but he was one of those players coming overseas, coming into the NBA. He was a number one pick, highly touted. He was the main character in one of the 2Ks. And over the last 2 seasons, he was in Europe where he's still fairly young and can still contribute. Bronny doesn't want to be that. If Bronny believes he's a role player that can help a team win, then that's the role that he needs to be in. But if you're the Atlanta Hawks with the number 1 pick, you're not drafting Bronny James. And if you're the Dallas Mavericks, who may have the last pick in the draft, do you really go after Bronny James? You guys let me know, because I just don't think so. But that's all we got for today, guys. Thanks for making this far into the video. Make sure you check out our Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below. Consider becoming a channel member. We are doing another jersey giveaway. The only way to enter the giveaway is become a channel member. And again, thank you guys so much for those 8K subs, man. We're going to 10K, but we got to get to 9K first. And until next time, y'all take care. Peace.